It is a long-standing tradition that each graduating class chooses a favorite faculty member to make some remarks at these proceedings. The class of 2024, as many classes before, have selected Professor Myra Berman. Professor Berman is the Associate Dean for Experiential Learning and Special Programs and an Associate Professor of Law. During her time at Touro Law, she has created and expanded upon numerous collaborative court programs, access to justice initiatives, and programs to benefit the neighborhood and community. Professor Berman herself is a Touro Law graduate. She attended Touro Law part-time while working as a senior executive of a not-for-profit family services agency. Prior to entering the child welfare field as a social work administrator, she was involved in undergraduate and graduate teaching. In addition to teaching law, she has taught English composition, English literature, and she served as a field instructor to graduate-level social workers. In her role as Associate Dean, Professor Berman has designed and assisted in implementing innovative, practice-based, skills-focused programs at the law school and continues to participate in the development of curricular options for Touro Law students. Most recently, Dean Berman was honored with Touro Law Center's 2024 Builders Award for her dedication and commitment to our students and the growth and success of the law school. It is my pleasure to welcome Dean Berman to the podium.
I wish I could see your faces, but unfortunately I can't. What? You can talk to me. Don't hesitate to interrupt with applause, ladies and gentlemen, for your graduates. My speech is about your graduates. So good afternoon, honored guests, faculty, family, friends, and graduates of this amazing class of 2024. Now you can applaud. Okay. At the end of every semester, I, like many other faculty, am fortunate enough to receive emails thanking me for anything and everything I may have done to assist you graduates with your law school careers. I cherish those emails, and I know that other faculty also cherish the positive messages that they receive from students. You thank us often. You show your appreciation often. So today, in front of your family and friends, I like to say to you for just a few minutes what you have so frequently said to me. You are phenomenal. During our classes, I have tried to inspire you to be all that you can be, to strive to rise to the very pinnacle of our profession, to open your minds, your souls, your hearts, to work for positive change. I hereby repeat all of that today. But the words I hope you will take away from today's commencement, from me to you, are thank you. Thank you, class of 2024, for how well you've learned, and even more importantly, on a personal note, thank you for how well you've taught. You have taught me so many things. All the time I thought I was teaching you, it was actually you who were teaching me. During our classes together, you showed me how classrooms can be the most inclusive of places for all students, places that welcome all ideas, embrace multiple perspectives, even as we discuss and debate the issues our society faces, very serious issues. I know that many of you opened your minds and your hearts and truly heard what your classmates were expressing to you. And I heard as well. The nature of our discourse fostered honesty with respect. I'll say that again, take it with you. You showed it in the classroom, show it in your professional lives. Honesty with respect. We didn't avoid or ignore difficult topics. We didn't go for comfort. We took them on and we discussed them in a safe and trusting environment, in a community of learners. In criminal law, we talked about Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Kyle Rittenhouse, this should be ringing bells for some of you, Michael Valva, and even Alec Baldwin, I bet you remember him. We shared a diversity of perspectives on those cases, with both liberal and conservative positions being expressed openly and honestly, and with sensitivity towards everyone who expressed their opinions. And in constitutional law, I mean, you guys have to be smiling now, if I could see it. In constitutional law, my goodness, since you began law school, our lives have changed because of how our Constitution is being interpreted by the current court. You have been engaged by so many difficult societal debates, so many legal decisions that altered our everyday lives. Decisions about abortions, about gun control, about affirmative action, religion and its place on our secular playing fields, football or otherwise. We must speak with one another about these issues as future legal professionals, as citizens of our nation, as human beings. And wow, have you discussed them in the classroom, in the corridors, in the cafeteria, in the parking lot. Wherever you were, wherever I've seen you, you were constantly discussing. You have been an extremely verbal group of students, I have to say, although I don't hear you right now. Sometimes you were raising voices and pointing fingers at one another, and I can point to at least 60% of you that have done that. Raising voices, pointing fingers at one another. For example, while we were discussing the racial gerrymandering cases. Can you ever imagine yourselves 4 or 5 years ago standing around engaged in a chat with fellow students about how to draw boundaries for voting districts and actually enjoying that conversation? Or standing around in the cafeteria talking about, arguing about pigs and how a state passed a commerce law to protect the way they're caged? But you did all of this. It was extraordinary. And that's because you are extraordinary. You made the classroom what it ought to be, the marketplace of ideas where all, not just some, can speak and be heard, where everyone has a seat at the table, a round table, including the teacher, where teaching and learning on any subject, even the hard ones, can and does occur simultaneously and is actually enjoyable, so much so that you carry it home with you. I know that the humanity, the understanding, the diversity you have brought to those of us here with you at this law school will permeate your future as lawyers and as human beings. It has been an honor and a privilege to know you as people, and I do, to teach you as students, to recognize you as a new generation of lawyers whom I know will care about all persons and will promote justice for all. Before I can, you can clap, it's fine. It's about you. You're clapping for you. Before I conclude, I want to share with you what is soon to occur on this stage for each and every one of you and for your families and friends. Families, make sure to get a photograph because this will be your graduates' moment of public and professional recognition, a moment all of you will always remember. And that is a moment when you will walk across this stage and be hooded. Here at Toro, it's an individualized, personalized part of our commencement ceremony because we recognize that you, our graduates, have earned your place center stage, and that for one brief but shining moment, nothing matters more than what you've achieved. And what you've achieved is the opportunity to join our noble profession, an honor that is reflected in one lawyer placing the mantle of the profession, the Juris Doctor hood, over the shoulders of another. You are future lawyers. It is so special, and it's about to happen to every one of you. Savor that moment as I have. You all know that I, like you, as of today, I am a Toro alum, and I remember every second of my hooding, which occurred nearly 2 decades ago. I have forgotten the name of the pig case, but believe me, I remember the moment of my hooding. I walked to center stage in the spotlight while my dad, 91 years old at the time, was wheeled to the front so that he could watch one of his daughters hood his other daughter. As we say in my household, and I'm sure you're going to be saying in yours, he quelled with pride. Every spouse, you will quell with pride. Every spouse or partner, every parent or grandparent, every family member or friend will feel exactly as my dad felt that day, and that was a day he cherished for the rest of his life. So get ready, families, and get ready, students. Savor the moment and always remember it as the day we celebrated you. It is difficult, very difficult, for me to say goodbye to this particular class, and you all know why. I know you well. I love the people that so many of you are or have become. I have felt such joy and satisfaction in watching you grow from 1Ls into the graduates you are today. So I can't say goodbye. I will say farewell on your journeys, wherever they may take you, and I know they will take you far. Thank you again for all that you have given to yourselves, your families, your classmates, your teachers, and your school. Congratulations, magnificent, wonderful students of class of 2024.